Hello, my name is Emily Jackson. I am doing my career profile for Family 150, and I chose to do a mental health worker. The example I had was a caseworker for the George Spady Society. And the George Spady Society is a homelessness prevention organization here in Edmonton. It is also a detox program for those who have drug addiction. So if I wanted to have a career contact for this kind of work, I would probably talk to a girl named Misty. She's a social worker on one of the mental health units here in the city, in one of our major hospitals. So the work environment is rather structured. It's 40 hours a week. There is some flexibility around the family. There is on-call on occasion. It's not too bad. And the organizations are usually small or moderately sized. Typical stressors for this job is the ability to deal with homelessness and drug addiction, as well as mental health issues. There's also physical conditions of the people that need to be considered. Families are complex, and they have varying degree of involvement with the individuals who are being helped. There needs to be a great deal of adaptability and being able to deal with crisis situations. Some of the benefits of working in this kind of field, it's a little bit different. Canada has universal health care, so everyone is covered. Non-insured services are generally covered by the employer, but in some cases they may not be. Financial compensation is in the form of hourly wages, and the salary is generally sufficient for a good middle class living here in the city. There's ongoing training and career development in this field, and many places have tuition assistance or reimbursement. Some organizations will have RRSP matching or pensions, but it really depends on the size of the organization and how much funding they receive, either from the government or through fundraising. Some common job tasks are the ability to recognize positive behavior changes and put programs in place to help modify less desirable behaviors. There's life skills training and assistance in finding employment, housing, food, and other bills, like your utilities. There's a focus on harm reduction, and it needs to be understood and implemented. So there's a large emphasis on harm reduction. You need to be able to keep detailed records and care plans, and you need to liaise with the local health authority and program managers and staff, and you may have to supervise staff. The educational requirements are a diploma or a degree in a human services field, and the starting salary range is on the low end from $13.02, and it can go anywhere up to $32.08 depending on what your qualification is, and an experienced salary range is on the low end $16.50 and can go up to $42.40. The average salary is about $37,000 per year, but they vary widely by employer and whatever is involved in your particular job description. And there's multiple titles for this kind of position. And I got my information from the George Spady Society website, and I also got it from a website called alisalberta.ca, which is the provincial government's website for education and career development.